Nintendo is still the king of the handheld console market. From the Game Boy to the Nintendo Switch Lite, let's rank every Nintendo's handheld console. As the name might suggest, the Game Boy Color was Nintendo's first handheld to feature a color screen. The Game Boy Color arrived nearly a decade after the original, providing a hardware upgrade for the more demanding games of the late 90s. However, the system mostly served as a stopgap until the release of the next generation Game Boy Advance in 2001. The Game Boy Advance was a strong follow-up to the Game Boy Color, representing a significant improvement in handheld hardware. The 32-bit Game Boy Advance was strong enough to handle games that were once exclusive to home consoles, letting players take their favorite classics on the road. This also gave game developers a chance to revisit some of the most popular genres of the 90s for a new audience. The GBA was fully backwards compatible with prior Game Boy games too, rewarding customers who were loyal to the family of handhelds. There aren't many negatives to the Game Boy Advance, but when placed beside Nintendo's other consoles, the handheld didn't push many boundaries, and some of the best GBA games were ultimately better executed on other platforms. The main hardware innovation on the Nintendo 3DS was its 3D screen, which offers stereoscopic 3D images without special glasses or any extra accessories. However, the 3D features ultimately became one of the more forgettable parts of the console, only used by a handful of games to any meaningful effect. The 3DS has succeeded as an upgraded version of the original DS, complete with backwards compatibility. The system is the first Nintendo handheld to utilize digital content with a digital shop that proved more worthwhile than the ones on the Wii or Wii U. The console also made notable improvements to the DS's online functionality and overall data management system. With the upgraded hardware of the 3DS, developers have been able to make games specifically for the portable platform with few compromises. While the technology of the 3DS was not as groundbreaking as the original DS at release, Nintendo's repeated revisions of the console have made it one of their most impressive hardware offerings. The second screen and touch controls of the original Nintendo DS helped bring about a new era in handheld gaming. Games designed for lower touchscreen gave the console a great casual appeal, while ambitious developers worked to create more engaging games that made use of both screens. As a result, the DS enjoyed a library of games that were both unique and impressive, offering experience that couldn't be matched on a regular home console or even on the PlayStation Portable, which on paper was a more powerful console. The DS was the first handheld Nintendo console with the horsepower to play 3D games, allowing for ports from the N64 and some original 3D titles. The original model DS was also backwards compatible with the Game Boy Advance, giving the console an extended catalog with a number of classics dating back to the Super Nintendo. The DS is actually Nintendo's best-selling console of all time, with more than 150 million units sold worldwide. While the Switch is still a very young console, it has succeeded in blending the best of Nintendo's handheld and console offerings into a single package. With the Switch, Nintendo has also managed to correct some of the online infrastructure issues that plagued prior Nintendo consoles. The eShop feels more functional than ever on Switch, and the wide variety of digital titles addresses the problems of Wii and Wii U faced with third parties. The Switch has already had its fair share of amazing games, including The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey. If the Switch keeps up a healthy pace of growth and developers continue to support it, it could slowly climb up this list and become Nintendo's best handheld console. Whereas as the NES helped bring video games into homes across the world, the Game Boy made it possible to play games just about anywhere, and like the NES before it, the Game Boy created a baseline for every handheld console that would follow it. The basic sturdy design, reliable functionality, and huge library of Game Boy games helped the basic hardware stand on its own for nearly 10 years, despite more technically advanced competition from handhelds like Sega's Game Gear. For a time, Nintendo's console was literally synonymous with portable gaming, with just about any handheld gaming device being colloquially known as a Game Boy. And for a while, it was the best and only way to play Tetris. While the black and white graphics of the Game Boy may not appeal to a modern gamer, the console helped establish a market for portable gaming that has benefited the industry as a whole. And yeah guys, that's it. If you guys like the video, leave a like, let me know what you think of the video, and as always, I hope you enjoy.